here at Wrightsville Beach. There's MA coming back from flying kites.
The turbo bubbler and Mickey Mouse.
And you turn around, that's the way you fly your kite.
Hey! Princess! Princess! The copper tongue girl.
He does big shovels so we can make a big hole.
Why? It's alright here. Water's warm.
It is warm, that's right.
I'm nice. I'm not cold at all.
Jay! Run out there, Jay! Jan, let me see you run out there. No, the water, 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 water!
Out of these shells, see, Doreen? And some earrings.
I said, wash your hands off and go in.
Princess!
Come on, let's go get
Anna, Jessica!
Becca. Hi, Becca. Can you wave? Wave. She's so excited she mounts up. Look at that, ride the wave.
close. That's neat. You like that one? Hi, Jen. Jen. Jessica. Ocean.
I like it.
Jenna, look in the camera so I
I
can...
like it. We've been here before, remember? And I still like it.
Do you remember the last time we were here 2 years ago? In 1992? Hi, Becca. Becca, smile for the camera. Becca, smile for the camera. Hi, Benjamin.
I gotta take surfing.
Nice shot, Becca.
Surfing ray.
Are you surfing?
Bring it down to me. Sarah! Bring it back to me.
A hug. Hug Jenna. Aww. Becca, this way, honey. Come here, Beck. Hey, where you going? Becca, Becca. Becca. Becca, Becca. Becca Boo. Hey, Ben, I thought you said you weren't going to go in the water. Aren't you glad I made you put your suit on? honey. There you go. Are you surfing? You can fix it.
Hi Ben, hi Jen. You having a good time?
Yeah.
Here at Wrightsville Beach.
Yeah. I know that.
Yeah, but the camera doesn't know.
I know.
So we're
Oh,
telling
yeah,
it. Jay.
Hey, you want to see an armpit fork?
Okay. All right.
Say, Pro, say.
Okay, let's go to the beach.
Okay.
Come on. What's up, Pop? What? I don't know. I didn't go over. I don't think so. Jay!
VCR.
Jay! Princess! Amanda, say hi.
Okay.
If you hit me again, I must fast. I'm sorry. No solid food. None at all. I'm married now. I'm in love. I love my wife. I want to have kids. I'm looking forward to having kids, although I dread those first 2 years. I mean, it's diaper city. There's always something coming out of somewhere. I mean, oh my God, it's coming out of here. Now it's coming out of there. Now it's coming out of here. One of my sisters had a baby. This child had colic. Now, I don't know if you know what colic is. If you don't, I'll tell you. Colic, gaseous intestinal condition. Emphasis on the word gaseous. There's really no subtle way of putting this, but out of this 8.5-pound baby came projectile poops. The speed with which you simply cannot fathom. 85, 95 miles an hour, major league gas balls, ninja poop flying out of this kid. I walk into the room, it's like, hi, Vic, how you doing? I mean, if you get hit, you get hurt. You can rob a bank with one of these kids. All right, give me all your money. I got a colicky baby. I was in Fort Lauderdale doing spring break. Anybody know what I'm talking about? A few of you here? I've never seen people so drunk in my life. 17, 18-year-old guys, you know, they have a testosterone imbalance to begin with. They're drinking 6 packs of tequila. There's no synapse connection left whatsoever. They are seriously damaged individuals. They are out of their minds. They're all at the bar like, yeah! Hey, how you doing, guy? High five, high five, high five, high five. Hey, where you going? Come here, come here. Hey, bartender, you see my pocket? I'm joking with you. I'm joking with you. I'm joking. Joke. Ha, ha, ha. All right, I'll tell you a real joke. You ready for a real joke? Okay, here's a real joke. You ready? All right, here it is. You ready? All right, here's a real joke. You ready? All right, here it is. Really bad. All right, yeah. Ready? All right. What did the snail say? What did he say? I love that joke! Hey, sweetheart. God, look at you. Wow. How you doing? What's your name? How you doing? What's your name? How you doing? What's your name? 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 Your name. Your name. Name. Aim. What's your name? Buzz off. What's your last name? Hey, buzz off, really. What's your last name? You jerk. Buzz off, you jerk. Wow, you must be Czechoslovakian or something. Hey, listen, buzz off. You mind if I call you B.O.? Really? Hey, folks, thanks a lot. You guys are really sweet. Have a nice time.
There's still more comedy ahead from the improv, so don't go away.
Stay tuned for more laughs.
Once in a great while, a car comes along with such timeless beauty, such intrepid performance, you can't help but make predictions. What do you do when you think something is destined to be a collector's item? You put one away for safekeeping. The Mazda MX-6.
Mazda, it just feels right.
Then again, who can wait that long?
Was Johnny Carson better than David Letterman? Is The Cosby Show better than Leave It to Beaver? Who is TV's best comic actress ever? In this week's TV Guide, get our 40th Anniversary Collector's Edition. We answer the tough questions that no one else has even dared. From Ed Sullivan to Bart Simpson, this special souvenir issue covers it all. So pick it up. It'll keep America arguing for weeks. Only this week, only in TV Guide.
It can talk to computers. It can talk to fax machines. It can talk. It fits in your briefcase. It fits in your business. It fits in your life. But the remarkable thing isn't just what it can do. It's what it can become. Introducing PowerBook Duo from Apple.
I wish I could afford a comfortable pair of glasses. At Lens Crafters, we believe everyone has the right to the best-fitting, most comfortable glasses at an affordable price.
That's why our wide selection of comfortable frames starts at under $50.
Now we have the prices you want and the perfect fit you need. I never knew Lens Crafters glasses were so affordable.
Lens Crafters, the right fit at the right price in about an hour.
From a minor dispute to bloody chaos, the inside story of the Falklands War.
I'm Jack Perkins. Join me for Time Machine, Friday, here on A&E.
Now, that wasn't so bad, was it?
Welcome back to A&E's An Evening at the Improv. Now it's time to bring up our special guest star comedian. He's a versatile performer and a very funny man. He's been on The Tonight Show, and he recently toured with Frank Sinatra and Liza Minnelli. Whoa! He was also in his own TV series, First Impressions. And like many of you, he's a Sergeant Carter fan from the Gomer Pyle Show. Oh, boy! Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Brad Garrett.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, you're so tiny. I'd like to thank everybody in the Academy, all the directors, all the producers. This makes me really happy. This shows you really like me now. Thank you very much. What a lovely lady. Give her a hand. Thank you. How are you? Thank you. This is perfect. Thanks. Just for a minute, I am a big man, yes? You like giant comedy? She's looking at me like, you are the biggest white man I've ever seen. Yes, I'm 6 feet 9 inches tall. It's a lot of pressure on a white guy. Oh, it's good to be here. Good. Taller than the tree. That looks nice, doesn't it? I'm taller than a tree. Yeah. I like that. Nice hair. How's the convertible? You enjoying it? No, I'm kidding. She knows I'm joking around. I'm just kidding. Oh, I'm kidding. Taller, you like giant comedy? Giant comedy. Good. Oh, I've been flying. I've been in the air for 16 days. I've been going around. I'm just happy to be home in my home soil, L.A., and I hate to fly the airlines nowadays because they just lie. They just play. They say if you lie, what is it? If you land in the ocean, your seat becomes a flotation device. It becomes a suppository, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever seen news footage of a water landing? Do you ever see the passengers floating on their seats? Well, there go my honey nuts. Keep up. I don't think so. The pilots, these guys are burnt out. They're making 8, 9 flights a day. They're getting a little dopey. You know, they lose one engine, they turn the other one off. Wah, wah, wah. I'm a Lucy sketch. I mean, I think it's the pilots that are getting a little burnt out. You know, I mean, come on. It's a little frightening. And that's what gets me crazy about our government. What do? We drug test athletes. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, what are you more worried about? You know, a pitcher who misses a couple innings, or the pilot of your commercial flight doing lazy eights over the Rockies? You know, it's like, all right. And I hate when the pilot walks down the aisle of the plane. Doesn't that get you crazy? If you're a pilot, keep your butt in the cockpit. He's walking down the aisle like, no hands. Stay in the cockpit. When you fly, what part of the plane do you sit in? Does it matter? Front, forget the front. Forget first. Sit in the tail. In the tail. You never hear about a plane backing into a mountain, do you? I mean, when I check in and I get my seat and they ask you where I want to sit, I'll go right next to the black box. Because they always find that bugger. You ever notice that? No people, no luggage, no plane. There's a black box right over there, Captain. Yeah. Why don't they make the plane out of the stuff they build the black box out of? Why don't they do that so we can all... And I can't even fit in the bathroom of a plane. I mean, no, I can't. I mean, the clearance on an airline bathroom is like 6'5". I can't stand. If I sit down, I can't close the door because of my knees. I mean, I'm urinating. I'm doing the limbo in there. It's like, come to Jamaica, man. You know, I'm getting rated in first class. Oh, God. You like giant comedy, yes? Even the metal detector at the airports, I hate that. Because the clearance on that is like 6'6", and I got to duck when I walk through it. And if you're a tall person, you got to duck, you know, you're not cool. You're like, yeah. So it gets me nuts when I go through the metal detector. So I play a little joke on them. Every time I clear the detector, if nothing buzzes, I turn around and I get excited like Herman Munster. I'll walk through it, and then I'll turn around and go, oh, Grandpa. And they still call security anyways. And that's, recently just got back from Las Vegas. I was at the Liberace Museum. Anybody been there? I went to the Liberace Museum. There's a sign that says, please don't touch anything. Oh, no. I just said I'd go through his linen closet for a while. You know what I mean? I was scared. I mean, I'm still wearing the condom. Seriously, I take no chances at all. It's a new age nowadays. Seriously, you got to wear the little, you know, the little happy cover, because it's frightening out there. I mean, you know, nowadays you get the clap. That's a relief. I mean, you know, it's a little scary. I don't know. I don't do well with these condoms. I mean, I hate them. You know, I figure by the time I'm done putting it on, I don't need her. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm sorry, I'll make you breakfast. I'm sorry. You guys have been great. Thanks a lot. Have a good night. Thank you.
Comedians who entertained us this evening. Thank you. Bud, thank you. Thank you. I really enjoyed myself. And for all you tabloid turners, I'm going to show you tattoo number 6. Number 7 will be, I don't know, a smiling monocle to remind me of how much fun I had this evening. Believe me, Bud and I are really just good friends. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
If you plan to
visit the Los Angeles area and would like to attend a taping, write to me, Bud Friedman, and Evening at the Improv, The Improvisation, 321 Santa Monica Boulevard, Santa Monica, California, 90401, or call 213-394-8664.
Tomorrow, from humble childhood to Hollywood superstar, follow the extraordinary career of Cary Grant on an all-new biography. Then Judge Reinhold, Beverly D'Angelo, and Gene Stapleton star in GM Playwrights Theater's quirky comedy, The Parallax Garden, here on A&E.
The first time I switched pain relievers, it was from aspirin to Tylenol. Then recently I switched again, from Tylenol acetaminophen to Advil. You see, I got these really pounding headaches, and I found Tylenol didn't always get rid of all the pain. So I tried Advil and found that for my really tough headaches, 2 Advil worked better than 2 extra-strength Tylenol tablets, better than Tylenol gel caps. For my tough headaches, Advil just works better.
And for a cold, try Advil Cold and Sinus, advanced formula for the cold season.
We have 2 Toyotas, and I was considering a Camry because of the reliability. Then I saw that the Oldsmobile Achieva beat the Honda Accord and the Toyota Camry in a 100,000-mile test. If you can get your hands on this kind of information, it will definitely help in making an informed decision. These test results give a more realistic impression of what the Achieva can do.
For the complete results of this independent real-world test, call 1-800-THE-TEST. It's your call.
What's it like to face your final hours? Execution at Midnight, a special 2-hour presentation of investigative reports. Friday on A&E.
Look under the microscope to the clouds and inside the walls and experience life sets. Sunday, April 25th, only on A&E.
The level of the quality of workers for Lillian Vernon in Virginia Beach is very, very high.
The city was more than cooperative.
The location is really perfect for us. We sure can. We've expanded 6 times.
So far, we've had 3.
We continue to expand in Virginia Beach because of the quality of the workforce.
Employee costs in Virginia Beach are extremely competitive.
You usually find that where the lifestyle is quite good. This port is just perfect for Lillian Vernon, as they can clear our goods in 24 hours.
You have an airport that is among the top 25 in the United States.
Life is just good in Virginia Beach.
Great place to raise a family.
Frankly, a day at the beach is not all bad either.
If your business needs a place to expand, call Virginia Beach, a city that knows how to grow.
Did I mention the great seafood?
Tonight on A&E, at 8 Eastern, biography profiles Hollywood's most romantic leading man, Cary Grant. Then on a premier GM Playwrights Theater, Gene Stapleton stars in The Parallax Garden, followed by the Munich Philharmonic playing Beethoven's Fifth. And it's Pretty Women Week at the Improv, all tonight on A&E.
Take a journey into the realm of the unexplained for a science fiction weekend on A&E. First, the future may mean no future for Robert Duvall in the George Lucas thriller THX 1138. Then, the disease came from outer space, and science has no cure for the Andromeda strain. 2 nights that only science could create. THX 1138 and the Andromeda strain, the science fiction weekend. This weekend on A&E.
Minto, it's you. I was looking for some dull Admiralty official.
Yeah, and a guard of honor, and your usual crowd?
Yes, and you better have a pretty good reason for landing me like a smuggler in this little hole.
Bear off, Bowman. Best respects, my lord.
Aye.
Pocket oars. Stand by. Give way together.
And you cannot fool crowds, especially not English ones. They'll find out that I've landed.
Head straight for London.
Aye, my lord.
You have changes of horses?
Up.
Good. We're due at the Admiralty in the morning.
Now, why the secrecy?
Because if we'd landed you among a crowd, and the word had spread that you were back in England after 2 years, and no longer out there keeping the French away, we might have started a panic.
Well, I must say, you haven't the air of a man who's dying.
Eh?
Oh, by your own reports of every illness known to medicine.
Well, I had to exaggerate a little. I have a fever of the blood. You more than most people know its name.
I know its name. Everyone in Europe knows its name. But after a couple of years' absence from the lady, I thought, well, some of us thought...
Every second of every minute of that 2 years' absence from Emma Hamilton has been a torment. You can tell that to the Admiralty. I'll tell him myself. I'm not wearing this damn thing on shore. And besides, Emma hates it.
How is it?
Bad. Where will she be waiting for me? In London?
No. She's at Merton, preparing for your arrival as befits the mistress of the household.
A small detour from this road, we'll come to Merton. It won't take long.
It will take 2 hours.
Well, 2 hours.
And 12 hours more after that. No, I've promised to deliver you straight to the Admiralty, and straight to the Admiralty I shall deliver you.
Lord Nelson, it is my pleasant duty to extend to you the Lords of the Admiralty's fervent thanks and heartfelt congratulations on your most recent operations. After an unremitting cruise of 2 long years in the stormy seas off Toulon, to have proceeded without going into port to Alexandria from the West Indies, back again to Gibraltar, to have kept your ships afloat, your rigging standing.
Barely.
Yes, quite so. You have protected England for 2 long years and have saved the West Indies by only a few days. I think it was some more, but I seem to have misplaced the other sheet.
Which is just as well, perhaps, since my idiocy in chasing Villeneuve across the Atlantic and back could have put Bonaparte on the throne of England.
But it didn't, Lord Nelson. Thanks to your name.
Did he know my name?
You must know that he did.
I like you. They said I wouldn't, but I do. Where is Villeneuve now?
At Ferrol.
Collingwood's latest dispatch gives it that Villeneuve is about to sail.
He won't do that. Bonaparte is no seaman, but he's not mad. Villeneuve will stay in Ferrol.
And that is your estimation, Lord Nelson.
It's the estimation of a humble flag officer, but I'll have a guinea on it if you're a betting man.
And how long do you think he will stay at Ferrol?
Long enough to give me a fair leave. Lord Barham, I've come home to beg you and their lordships to give me some months' rest from battle.
What did you say, months?
Yes, I did. That is a promise that I've made a certain lady from whom I've been wholly separated for 2 years and who's happy to have me home.
Yes, I see. Well, now that the immediate danger of invasion is past, you can, of course, take some few weeks. God knows you deserve that, my lord. And perhaps after that, her ladyship may relent.
I doubt it, my lord. In a matter of being separated from me, her ladyship is not a very relenting person.
Perhaps if I wrote to her myself, Remind me, would you, Minto, to write to Lady Nelson?
I think it was to another ladyship that Lord Nelson was referring.
Yes. I'm very sorry, my lord. Nevertheless, I trust Lady Nelson is well.
I haven't the faintest idea. She now lives in Bath, I believe, where the waters, no doubt, will help her various infirmities, real and imagined. Now, if we've finished our business, I'd like to take my leave.
By all means.
Can I have your promise that only if Villeneuve sails north will you call on my services within the next few months?
You have that promise.
And you've accepted my guinea bet that anyway he won't come out of Ferrol.
Shall we make it 5?
Done.
Lady Nelson, a most pleasant surprise. I'd almost thought you'd given up taking our waters.
Thank you, Mr. Longford.
Very good place for the Viscountess Nelson.
Yes, we're all mentioned. Lord Nelson has invited all the members of his family to stay with him at Merton. Among the residents of Bath so honored are Mr. and Mrs. George.
Don't look to your right.
I wasn't looking to my right, I was reading.
Hello, it's Tom Tit. How dare she come to the pump room in the afternoon?
Well, it's free.
Good, she saw that.
So did the whole pump room.
Go on reading.
Aye. Who leave on their joyous expedition to London tomorrow morning. Their young son, George Matcham Jr., nephew to Lord Nelson, who must surely count himself the most fortunate boy in England, leaves next Saturday to join them.
You smiled at Tom Tit.
She smiled first.
Oh, I told you and told you about that. God knows it's hard enough that we should all be living together in the same small town, but whenever you meet her, George, what you must do is to treat her as if she didn't exist.
I hope you do consider yourself the most fortunate boy in all of England.
Oh, yes, I do. Will Lady Hamilton be at Clarges Street?
I don't know, dear.
Will he be at Clarges Street?
No. You see, George, for him to stay with her at Clarges Street would hardly be proper.
But she stays at Merton.
Merton is your uncle's residence. Lady Hamilton stays there as his guest.
Why can't he stay at Clarges Street as her guest?
Don't speak with your mouth full, dear.
Sorry. And why can't he?
And don't ask foolish questions either.
Father, can you tell me?
No, frankly, George, I can't. Since they live openly together at Merton.
Oh, don't call it that.
What? Openly or together?
Together. George might get quite the wrong impression. Together implies something.
It implies together. That's how they live.
I'll explain it all to you later, George. We must go now.
Yes, Mum.
The Nelson Affair will continue in a moment on A&E.
Here's straight answers to questions about your hearing.
Sure, I ask people to repeat themselves.
A lot.
Does that mean I have a hearing problem?
Maybe you do. Maybe you don't.
One way to find out is to take Beltone's free 10-step hearing test. Beltone's 10-step test will tell you what you're hearing and what you're not. If your test shows you don't need hearing help, we'll be the first to tell you. You'll even hear for yourself how a hearing aid could help you. Plus, when you're finished, we'll give you a copy of your test results to take home.
If you have questions about our free hearing evaluation, the choice is clear. Get the answers in Beltone's Guide to Better Hearing. It's free if you call this toll-free number now.
I love going out and having a good time, but sometimes all the noise makes it hard to hear what people are saying. Wouldn't a hearing aid just make everything louder?
Actually, no. Today we have circuits that amplify the sounds you want to hear, while filtering background noise.
Belltone's tiny clear voice circuits can make it easier for many people to hear voices in certain noisy situations. Here's voices mixed with background noise. Now, here's how many people can hear voices more clearly with clear voice.
Want to know more about Belltone's clear voice circuits? The choice is clear. Get the answers by calling for your free guide to better hearing now.
I know I need a hearing aid, but I don't want to wear one of those big clunky things. Don't you have something I can wear that isn't so obvious?
Belltone's in-the-canal hearing aids are tiny. Some are no bigger around than a contact lens.
See? They're almost invisible. All people notice is how much better you're hearing.
If you want straight answers about your hearing, the choice is clear. Belltone.
Call now at 1-800-922-4600 and get straight answers to your hearing questions in Belltone's Guide to Better Hearing. It's free. Call now and you'll also get this free hearing test coupon. Call 1-800-922-4600 today.
Hi, I'm Jim Palmer. Thinking about refinancing your home? Even if you've been late on some payments in the past, you can still refinance your first mortgage and get today's low rates at the Money Store. Because the Money Store looks at your total credit picture. They won't automatically disqualify you for some late payments. And you can apply by phone with no application fee. So even if you've been late on some payments, you can still refinance your first mortgage. Call the Money Store at 1-800-436-6444.
Tall, dark, and handsome, he is remembered as one of Hollywood's classic movie stars. The Extraordinary Life of Cary Grant. Tonight on an all-new biography.
We now return to The Nelson Affair, starring Peter Finch.
Goodbye, George.
Goodbye.
Be a good boy.
Hello, Master George. Hello, Emily. You've grown. Have I? I'm awfully sorry, Emily, but I'm not supposed to speak to you. Mother's orders.
Well, I can't be doing with that. Come along, Master George.
Thank you for coming, George. Oh, please, sit down. I thank your ladyship, but I would rather stand. I won't insist. But if you could call me Aunt Frances, as in the old days, it might make our talk less formal. Yes, Aunt Frances. You're growing fast, George. When I saw you this afternoon, I hardly recognized you. Still, it has been 6 years. By the way, thank you for smiling at me. Well, I shouldn't have, because my mother said I... Oh, I saw you getting a tongue lashing from your mother afterwards. Yes, I am sorry about that. But I have a little present for you here to make up for it. £6? Remember, I gave you no Christmas present these past 6 years. Go on, take it. What do you want me to do for it? Oh, when you come back from Merton, I should like you to write me a letter telling me everything, every smallest thing about my lord, how he is, how he looks, everything he says to you that you can remember. That's all. That's not much, is it? No, isn't that a bit like spying? I only want news of my husband. Is that so wicked? And about Lady Hamilton? No, it's not about Lady Hamilton. In fact, George, I forbid you to write one word about Lady Hamilton. Good. Now, I want to know especially, how is his good eye? Does he still get those terrible headaches? And And is his arm less painful? And the cough that was so terrible.
He may not even talk to me because, I've only seen him twice in my life, and that was when I was small.
Oh, he'll talk to you, George. He loves young people. And a kinder, a gentler man never lived. Of course, if you could let slip that I should be overjoyed to see him again. Oh, not to talk, you understand, if it displeases him. At least, oh dear. I forget how I began the sentence. It's a bad habit, George. Oh, I mustn't keep you.
Goodbye, Aunt Frances.
Anything at all about him, anything. No matter how trivial it may seem to you, it won't seem so to me.
What did you do?
What does your mother say I did?
Oh, she won't tell me. But she says it was very bad.
Perhaps it was.
Well, what was it?
I made him choose.
But that's not bad.
It was bad for him.
Do you ever write to him?
The last time I wrote to him was at Christmas 4 years ago. He sent the letter back to me, marked opened by mistake by Lord Nelson, but not read.
But that's something sort of dishonorable. And that's not possible. I'm sorry, but I just don't believe that.
That opens the right-hand compartment of the desk over there. There's only one letter in it. Take it out and look at the cover. Oh, no, George, no, don't. Oh, please. Don't read the letter itself.
I'm sorry, but I just got to, you see. He's my uncle, you see. And he's Nelson. But is this all? There wasn't another sheet with a postscript saying that Lady Hamilton's a whore or something?
No, dear George. How fond I could have been of you, had I only been allowed to. No, there was no postscript about Lady Hamilton. And there would have been little point in reminding him of the profession unkind people say she once followed.
You're not trying to get me to believe that Lady Hamilton was what was...
I don't think anyone says Lady Hamilton is a whore now. It would be good to think she were. Unhappily, I do not. No, there was no other sheet.
Lady Hamilton must have recognized your writing and opened it. Of course, that's it. She opened it and read it. And then told Lord Nelson that it was a horrible letter which he mustn't read. So then he sent it back to you. That's how it must have been. Don't you think?
Dear George, I'm sure that's exactly how it must have been. Now, put the letter back in the compartment, lock it, and then give me the key.
Why don't I take it down to give to him?
You'll certainly do no such thing.
Oh, but I'd hate it if anyone thought Uncle Horatio was capable of such a cruel and dishonorable thing as to send back a Christmas letter to... I really think I ought to show it to him.
Now, forget about it, George. And just remember him as the kind of man he really is, as I do.
The Nelson Affair will continue in a moment on A&E.
Every few years, you're in the same tough spot. You've got to paint. Again. But first, you've got to scrape. Your extension ladder weaves and wobbles. And the eaves and overhangs are still ahead. Then you see your neighbor casually redoing his entire exterior with a garden hose. Why is it so easy for him and so hard for you? Your neighbor had vinyl siding from Sears installed on his house, and so can you. Call this toll-free number right now and take advantage of this special offer. Siding from Sears transforms all kinds of homes beautifully. Wood, stucco, brick homes, And look what vinyl coverings do for eaves. So call now, right this minute. And before you know it, you'll see your home from a completely new perspective.
Call 1-800-233-8700 for your free in-home estimate and make no payments for 90 days during our no-pay days. Sears installed home improvements have over 1 million satisfied customers and counting. Call now.
Now you can leave it all behind and spend a year in Provence. Call 1-800-423-1212 and you can own the complete collector's edition box set of A&E's enchanting series, A Year in Provence, all 4 seasons, packaged on 4 video cassettes. Order now, and for $79.95 plus shipping and handling, this Year in Provence tote bag will be yours free as a gift. Order the box set and receive the tote bag at no extra cost. Call 1-800-423-1212. Jeffrey McDonald.
I'm innocent of the charges and have always been innocent.
A classic case of crime and American justice. Wednesday on A&E.
What do 9 musicals, a popular Hollywood movie, and a television spectacular have in common? If you said they were all written by Rodgers and Hammerstein, you're correct. A profile of this hit-producing duo is just one of the many exciting features you'll find inside the April issue of the Arts and Entertainment magazine. To begin your yearly subscription for just $18 or 23 Canadian dollars, call 1-800-238-2800 and receive a free CD of Leonard Bernstein's Candide with your paid subscription.
Disillusioned by the years gone by,
Remembrance of things past, dead depressing.
she sought sanctuary in her imagination.
We chat about Proust and black holes, and I pour him a cup of coffee.
Leading others to believe she had gone off the deep end.
Michael, what would you know about the deep end?
Gene Stapleton, Beverly D'Angelo, Judge Reinhold, a GM Playwrights Theater presentation, The Parallax Garden, tonight on A&E.
We return to The Nelson Affair, starring Glenda Jackson.
Eccellenza. Master Matcham downstairs. You must dress.
Not yet, you silly cow. I've only had 3 hours sleep.
So many? 3 is more than he's giving you every night since he come back. How many times?
Oh, I can't remember. There was 1, and there's 7, I think.
7. Mamma mia, che so cose pazze. Gesù, Gesù. Another year at sea and he would have burst. Pah! Con cognac?
Naturalmente.
I tell you, Eccellenza, one night he'll die of it.
He'll die of it? What about me?
For you, Eccellenza. 70 times 7 and still not die.
You are an impertinent cow, and I don't know why I bother to keep you. Who did you say was downstairs?
Younger boy, Master Matcham.
Young George Matcham?
Yes.
He's never set eyes upon me in his life before, and I'm in this state. Oh, Christ. There's a lot of work to be done.
Lady Hamilton will see you in her bed. Come.
Her bed? Oh, gosh,
No, no. She received many gentlemen in her bed. Many much bigger gentlemen.
No, but you see,
My dearest little George Matcham, come here, let me give you a kiss.
Oh. My, aren't you handsome? There's even a touch of my Nelson about your forehead. In 5 years, I'll make him jealous of you.
Well, it's a joke, George.
Oh, all the world knows there's only one Nelson for me, and that's my Nelson. Hey, Francesca.
At 7 times a night.
Outside, zita cretina. You must forgive Francesca, George. She's from Naples. Whereas, you know, my late dear husband, Willem, was our ambassador, God rest his soul. This is a medicament prescribed by my doctors for a plaguey migraine that affects me of a morning from time to time.
What's in it?
A variety of ingredients. All of them most efficacious, I do assure you. There. I feel better already.
I'm so glad.
Dear little George Match. Aren't you happy to be the nephew of such a great man?
Yes, I am.
Great Jove himself, immortal of all the immortals. Pull me up, you silly cow.
You know, eat nothing. I bring you some pork pie, yeah?
Oh, I don't know what my stomach will hold this morning. Might toy with a piece of cold mutton.
Subito eccellenza.
Eccellenza means excellency, George, which, of course, in Naples is what I was. And to the Queen of Naples, I was, guess what? Carissima mia, beloved friend. And so she was to me, George, and so she was. Do you know she would sometimes do me the honor of asking me to share her bed? And the king, he did me much honor, too. Of course, not quite in the same way. Jesus. It's a Neapolitan phrase, George. They make much use of our Lord's name and of the Blessed Virgin, too. Of course, to our ears it may sound a little common, but one soon gets used to it. As an ambassadress, one has to. Ooh, I think I must have drunk my medicine too fast. Yes, who is it?
Is your ladyship visible?
Minto. Come in, come in.
Good morning, my dear.
Visible to you at any time.
Are you holding a levee?
At least I've risen. This is young George Matcham, my Lord Nelson's nephew.
Oh, young Master Matcham, your servant, sir.
And this, George, is Lord Minto, your uncle's dearest friend.
My lord.
My Nelson vows he loves Minto most of all persons in the world, second only to me, eh, Minto? No.
A very poor second, for the competition provided by your ladyship is, to say the least, large.
Oh, you'd like me thin as a wraith, eh, Minto? A flagpole. Perhaps you think my Nelson would prefer me so that he could more easily run up his flag? Well, let me tell you, his flag does quite well enough as it is, thank you very much. Last night it was nailed to the mast at no surrender, and the signals all at close action. Oh, dear, little George. Little George, would you like to run down to my morning room while I dress?
Yes, my lady.
Don't call me my lady.
What shall I call you?
Aunt Emma, of course. What else? That is what I am in the sight of God.
Yes, Aunt Emma.
Come here, give me a kiss.
Yes, Aunt Emma.
Ah, little Georgie. Mm-hmm. There.
Where?
Oh, leave all that. Help me find something to wear that won't make me look like a curitas. Oh, what a sweet boy. I vow I love him already. I know he loves me.
My bet, Lord Barham. I still don't understand what madness made the fella leave Ferrol for Cadiz, of all places.
Is it madness to combine with the Spanish and make a battle fleet far larger than anything we can bring against him?
Reinforce Collingwood at once, with every seaworthy vessel your lordships can dispose of.
Collingwood, my lord. You said Collingwood.
Yes, you haven't relieved him of his command, have you?
We propose to. Lord Nelson, you are here at our invitation to be offered the supreme command yourself.
My lords, I'm deeply honored.
What does he say?
He says he's deeply honored. I must nevertheless refuse. As the First Lord should have told you I must.
How so, my lord?
Because you made me a solemn promise that only if Villeneuve sailed north would you call on my services.
Oh, that promise was given before the present situation was known.
It was nevertheless a promise. And on account of it, I gave the same promise to a certain lady. If your lordships have any further business with me, you will find me at Merton, at least for the next few weeks.
Au revoir, Master Matcham. I shall be seeing you at Merton.
Yes, my lord.
Good. Master Matcham, you have about you a certain look. Before you arrive at Merton, you do well to remove it. It will not be popular there.
What look, my lord?
It's a look of shock, Master Matcham, and is not uncommon among those friends of Lord Nelson who meet Lady Hamilton for the first time. But remove it, sir, I beg you. Your uncle will not like it.
Are you fond of Lady Hamilton?
You seem, Master Matcham, to have inherited your uncle's flair for surprise attacks.
I'm sorry.
No? Don't be. I always tell the truth, except when I need to tell a lie. Yes. Yes, I am fond of Emma Hamilton. She's a very generous, good-hearted lady. Loyal, passionate, and kind. You'd better have some wine. You still have that look.
No, thank you. But if you could... But if you could only explain...
Explain what?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Well, I think it does matter. To you and to some hundreds of thousands in this land. You want to know what your uncle sees in Lady Hamilton to love her so passionately. Is that it? He sees that.
Oh, he can't.
He can, and he does. Master Matcham, let me just tell you this, as adult to adolescent. That question, what does one person see in another person, has been asked since the beginning of time, and will be asked to the end of it. And, dear, young Master Matcham, there is never, never any answer.
But what about his honor?
Well, that's not a word I'm accustomed to use, as I never really know what it means. It would appear that you've been seeing your Aunt Frances in Bath.
How did you know?
Oh, when people start talking about honor, it usually means they've done something they're ashamed of themselves. Have you been seeing your late aunt?
She's not late. She's alive, and that's the trouble.
Master Matcham, you have the gift for telling a profound truth with a minimum of verbiage. Therefore, and thank God for it, you'll have no future in politics. Yes, your Aunt Frances is still alive. Tell me, when you saw her, were there any tears?
She cried the way I've never seen anyone cry before in my whole life. Not a grown-up, that is. She cried from deep, deep down in herself. It was terrible. And I'll never forget it as long as I live.
You must forget it, Master Matcham. For your own good and everyone else's. In fact, I urge you to obliterate the incident utterly from your touching, but as yet undeveloped mind. Forget it, Master Matcham.
The Nelson Affair will continue in a moment on A&E.
The greatest rock and roll legend ever.
Well, since my baby left
The
me,
king.
well, I found a new place to dwell.
The one and
Well,
only
it's down at the
Elvis.
end of Lonely Street, Heartbreak Hotel.
And who could forget his #1 hit record, Heartbreak Hotel? Now the memory of Elvis and his first big hit are immortalized in Heartbreak Hotel, a new limited edition collector's plate recommended by the Bradford Exchange and authorized by the estate of Elvis Presley. The spirit of Elvis hovers down at the end of Lonely Street in this evocative work of art. Any rock and roll fan will love this sensitive portrait of the king, and now you can own it for the issue price of $29.75. To order, just call this toll-free number now. Heartbreak Hotel is carefully crafted in full color on fine porcelain and banded in 22-karat gold. Each plate is hand-numbered and comes with a certificate of authenticity. Not all plates go up in value, some go down. But as the leading expert in the collector's plate market, the Bradford Exchange can often recommend plates with excellent potential, like the exceptional Elvis at the Gates of Graceland. Heartbreak Hotel appears to have similar potential. Call now and you'll receive priority rights to the next plate in the series, Blue Suede Shoes. You risk nothing by acting now because the Bradford Exchange will refund your money, including postage, anytime within 1 full year if you're not completely satisfied. So call now. But hurry, after a maximum of 150 firing days, this edition will close forever. Order Heartbreak Hotel today. The king may be gone, but his spirit lives on. Call this toll-free number now to order Heartbreak Hotel at the issue price of $29.75. With the Bradford Exchange unconditional 365-day guarantee, you risk nothing. Have your credit card ready to save COD charges.
What do 9 musicals, a popular Hollywood movie, and a television spectacular have in common? If you said they were all written by Rodgers and Hammerstein, you're correct. A profile of this hit-producing duo is just one of the many exciting features you'll find inside the April issue of the Arts and Entertainment magazine. To begin your yearly subscription for just $18 or 23 Canadian dollars, call 1-800-238-2800 and receive a free CD of Leonard Bernstein's Candide with your paid subscription.
Dalton Stevens doesn't have time to watch A&E. He spent 11 years covering things with buttons. Next, it's a piano. Hey, if you've got the time, A&E's got new episodes of Biography, investigative reports, Sherlock Holmes mysteries, and an evening at the Improv. All this week. A&E, it's time well spent.
We now return to Anthony Quayle in The Nelson Affair.
Close the door, John.
Have you kept your promise?
Did you doubt me?
In that Foxy Admiralty, I always doubt you. Did you tell them you wouldn't go out again?
Yes, my love. And I've so displeased their lordships that perhaps I'll never be asked to go out again.
Oh, let it be never again.
Let it be.
Oh, you don't mean that.
I do. I do. I do. I do.
Oh, there's little George. It's George Matcham, your nephew. Come out of there.
Oh. George Matcham. Well, I haven't seen you for a long time.
Hello, Uncle.
Hello, nephew. Well, you've grown so much I didn't recognize you. Emma, pray attend to your attire.
Oh, you're such a prude, Nelson. The people out there have seen me stark naked in their day, and they love it.
These crowds are a confounded nuisance, George. I sometimes long to walk in London unrecognized, but what can I do?
Perhaps, Uncle Horatio, if you didn't wear all those, stars and decorations.
I got you there, Nelson.
George is right. Vanity is my traitor.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that.
Yes, you did. I may be vain in such matters, but damn it, I like people to know what I've done.
Here comes Hardy. Not a soul's recognizing him. He's not getting so much as a pat on the back.
Ooh, your flag captain?
Yes. Emma, I do think that your state of undress is not...
Oh, I know. Dressed or undressed, Hardy thinks I'm the whore of Babylon. Dun, dun, da, 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 da.
All right, John. It's Captain Hardy. Hardy. This is my nephew, George Matcham. Captain Hardy, my right-hand man.
Master Matcham?
Come in here.
Wouldn't you rather be alone?
No.
You've come from the Admiralty?
Yes.
Is the news true?
Yes.
Well, when does the Victory sail?
I don't doubt, Captain, that you'll get your orders to sail the Victory south in a few days to join Admiral Collingwood's command.
Yes, my lord.
Excuse me. I have to go to her ladyship.
Forgive me, Master Matcham. I've never cared for French wine. I prefer rum. Wouldn't you know it? There isn't any. What kind of an admiral's lady is it that doesn't keep rum? Nothing but foreign muck. Oh, here's something. Gin. A whore's drink. In the circumstances, quite suitable, don't you think?
How long have you been his flag captain?
6 years, on and off. More on than off, thank God. Now it appears to be off.
But you must know him as well as anyone alive, then.
Yes, I suppose I do. Well, let's say I know the man at sea. The man ashore, that seems a different matter.
In your view, Captain Hardy, is a man called great for what he is? Or for what he does? Take King Arthur, for instance, because people
You
say
mean take your uncle, don't you? Your uncle is great both in what he is and what he does. How could he have done what he has done without being what he is?
You mean winning battles?
I mean far more than winning battles. Every schoolboy knows exactly how the Nile and Copenhagen were won. But does every schoolboy know what they were won with?
Surely we have better ships than the French.
No, sir, certainly not. But they are better handled. Yet what kind of men are they handled by? 4/5 of them have been pressed, kidnapped, knocked on the head and thrown aboard a man-of-war to face a brutal and degrading slavery, which they must submit to, or bear their backs to the cat o' nine tails.
But at the Nile, the seamen drank to Nelson.
Yes, sir, to Nelson. And that is my point.
I see.
He's made these mutinous dogs love him. They beg to serve in any squadron he commands, and cry like women when they hear he's wounded. Could he have done that if he hadn't been great in what he is, as well as in what he's done?
It's so difficult. Perhaps I expect a perfect hero to be a perfect saint.
Perhaps we all do. Well, England has no need of a saint at this hour of her history, Master Matcham, but she has very dire need of a hero. Your health, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to tell you that Her Ladyship
has consented to give us one of her little entertainments tonight, after dinner.
Oh, one of your attitudes, dearest Emma. Which one?
Cleopatra mourning Antony. Dear Brother Nelson has written some words to go with Shakespeare's version. I have composed the music myself. It's all quite new. So as you can well imagine, I'll be as nervous as a pregnant nun.
So perhaps if you'd all be good enough to muster in the drawing room at about 7 for dinner.
Muster? You make it sound like a bloody warship. Oh, it is so good to be here at Paradise Merton. Our home for eternity, eh, Nelson?
I was thinking of something a little longer than eternity.
You should have seen it last year. And the year before. Why did I have to fall in love with a sailor?
Well, at least, not one with a wife in every port.
Wait, you get up. Tea.
Hard to larboard. We'll be in the ship coming starboard. Which one then? Nelson! Just keep it on. Well, really. The world's greatest sailor, and what do you do? Good evening. Ah, Minto.
Oh, I don't believe you met Captain Blackwood.
No.
Captain Blackwood is the captain of the frigate Aurelius, which sails tomorrow to join Collingwood off Cadiz.
I wish you a fair wind, Captain. I
I
suppose they'll make Collingwood an earl after he fights your battle.
Well, do you grudge him it?
Can make him arse liquor in ordinary to the king, saving your cloth, Reverend. So long as I could keep my Nelson here with me. Which I intend to do, despite the underhand work of some who call him friend.
I am so looking forward, Lady Hamilton, to seeing your Cleopatra.
It is my favorite part.
But of course, Emma Hamilton would have as her favorite that lass unparalleled.
Thank you, Minto. I will accept unparalleled at any hour, and after 7, I'll even accept lass. Here's to my Antony. His legs bestride oceans, in whose livery wore crowns and crownets.
In that speech of Shakespeare's, I think that her ladyship of Egypt exaggerated somewhat.
Well, this ladyship of England exaggerates nothing. When she looks upon her great pillar of the world, she sees great Jove himself. Hey, little George.
It's a wonder she can see anything at all.
I heard that, Captain Hardy. This is my house. And if I choose to toast the guest who brings such honor to its roof in what, to your Puritan mind, may seem a glass too many of brandy, I think that is my affair, not yours. Don't you?
I do, my lady, indeed.
Huh.
It was only that my Puritan mind hadn't perhaps quite grasped the fact that this was your ladyship's house.
Merton is our house, Hardy. Your house. And everybody who visits it. And it's certainly Emma's. Most of all, it is Emma's.
Then if it is my house, tell that bugger to get out of it and never come back.
Captain Hardy only meant...
I know what Captain Hardy meant, and so does he. He meant that I am not your wife by virtue of Mother Church. Well, a pox on Mother Church. I am by everything that this world holds just and honorable, the true and only wife of this man here.
Emma, please stop.
To everyone who comes to this house. To my lord's family, huh? To my lord's friends, to my lord's servants, in fact, to the whole of England. I, Emma Hamilton, am the only wife of Lord Nelson.
Excepting, I would suppose, to Lady Nelson.
Hardy, that was unforgivable.
I shall leave.
No. Hardy will not leave. I command it.
Tell him to get out of this house now and never come back. I command you.
You command me in most things, Emma, but not in that.
Oh, indeed. Then perhaps it is I who should leave your lordship's house. Francesca, send for my carriage at once.
Subito.
Francesca, va via.
Sì, eccellenza.
Dinner is served, milady.
Emma, will you lead us in?
May I have the honor, my dear?
No, you shall.
Well, I'd like you to sit here.
My dear, it'll be a great pleasure.
All right,
Yes, yes, of course.
Oh, sit where you like. Sit where you like.
Come in.
The Nelson Affair will continue in a moment on A&E.
This is a commercial for men. It's about men living longer, looking younger, feeling stronger. It's about Men's Health, the only magazine devoted to what men are concerned about most. Every issue has easy ways to eat smarter, exercise better, boost energy levels, and look and feel great. Learn how to flatten your stomach without dieting and sit-ups, how to reduce the signs of aging, discover aphrodisiacs that rev up your sex life, and reviews of the latest sports equipment. And now get 101 Men's Health Secrets free when you call for your trial subscription to Men's Health. Find the secret to losing 10 pounds fast, to cutting your cholesterol 30 points in 30 days, to longer lasting sex. For your free book and 9 issues of Men's Health for $16.97, call this toll-free number. You can cancel anytime for a full refund and still keep the book. Try Men's Health today. It's about you, your health, your looks, your relationships. Isn't it about time?
Come on, Louisiana, take a ride with me. There's a year-long Mardi Gras you've got to see. We're gonna drift on down the old bayou, from Shreveport down to Lake Calcasieu. Folks get together, dance the Frito-Do. Seafood's flowing wherever you go. They party in the waters like a hurricane, with umbrellas and a quarter when there ain't no rain. We're really cooking. We're cooking up fun for you.
Take a journey into the realm of the unexplained for a science fiction weekend on A&E. First, the future may mean no future for Robert Duvall in the George Lucas thriller THX 1138. Then, the disease came from outer space and science has no cure for the Andromeda strain. 2 nights that only science could create. THX 1138 and the Andromeda strain, the science fiction weekend. This weekend on A&E.
Every month, enter the world of fine interior design. Enter the fascinating world of Architectural Digest. View a pied-à-terre in Paris, a noted fashion designer's rustic Montana ranch, a renowned artist's Hudson River farmhouse, and an English designer's bright and airy London home. Every issue of Architectural Digest will enlighten and inspire. You'll discover how the world's top interior designers help their clients capture their personalities in their homes. You'll also visit celebrity homes, like Michael Douglas's dramatic Manhattan Hideaway, or Neil Simon's Malibu Beach House. And you'll keep up to date with insightful features on architecture, art, and antiques. Call now and get 12 issues of Architectural Digest for only $29.95. You'll also receive absolutely free Celebrity Homes Revisited, a tour that includes the homes of Jeffrey Beam, Pavarotti, and Cher.
Call toll-free 800-354-3400. That's 800-354-3400.
We now return to The Nelson Affair, starring Peter Finch.
Hardy, another 2 ships there. There. Now here, gentlemen, is your battle of annihilation. Our 2 squadrons. Isolate here, and destroy. That's the suggested plan of battle, Blackwood, that your frigate will carry tomorrow to Admiral Collingwood.
I'm indeed most...
Yes. Nothing less than total destruction. We must have those Frenchies in Boulogne stranded there forever, and Bonaparte is staring at the Dover cliffs in a high old imperial rage.
Bravo! Great Nelson. The immortal himself has spoke.
The immortal has spoke only ordinary common sense.
You've just sunk half the French fleet.
Poor old buggers.
Hardy, what do you think of that?
It's far too risky.
Risk is the essence of every battle I've ever fought.
Of course it is. Risk is the essence of all great battles won by my Nelson.
This victory, if it is won, will not be won by your Nelson, my lady.
I am not talking to you, Captain Hardy. Had you forgot?
I beg your ladyship's pardon. I had thought that a kind of peace between us had been concluded at the first course.
Never. A truce perhaps, but no more. Well, if you're going to discuss naval tactics and such like things, I shall find myself more congenial company up there. What are you standing up for? Sit down.
So you think it's too risky for Collingwood?
Too risky for any admiral in the world, except one. Does your lordship know of any naval commander who would risk losing his entire fleet in a single afternoon by following a revolutionary battle plan conceived by a genius who has been induced to absent himself from the action?
You mean seduced, don't you, Captain Hardy? Well, I don't give a eunuch's balls, saving your cloth, Reverend, for what you and your fine naval friends think of me. I know you would all like to see me roasting in hell, every single one of you. Not you, dear, I like you. But let me tell you this. Nelson's vow to me is unbreakable, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Hardy was not trying to make me break it. He was merely talking about naval matters. Hardy, you haven't drunk your port.
I was waiting, my lord, for the loyal toast.
The loyal what? Ho, ho, ho!
Emma! Ladies and gentlemen.
I don't drink to the court that insults you and me. You know that, Nelson.
Seems that her ladyship is going to conform to the naval custom of drinking her toast sitting down. The king.
The king?
The king.
God bless him.
Don't give a fig for that old lunatic at Windsor. Or his German bitch of a queen. Here, little George, catch. Oh. Shade too much brandy for good bowling. But I make a very handsome cricketer. Eh, little George?
Emma, you would apologize to Captain Hardy and Captain Blackwood for what you just said about the king and the queen.
Because they have sworn a vow of loyalty to his old lunacy.
Yes?
And vows of loyalty are such sacred things, are they not?
Yes.
More sacred, I don't doubt, than vows made to certain persons in bed. Perhaps you would be happier in Tom Tit's bed than mine.
Emma, you're making a spectacle of yourself in front of strangers. There's nothing in the world I hate more than that.
Bugger off.
Apologize to Captain Hardy and to Captain Blackwood.
All right, then. Captain Blackwood. Captain Hardy, I apologize.
You really are the most enchanting creature.
Oh, you say the prettiest things to me sometimes. Did you say such things to Tom Tit?
You know the answer.
Yes, I do. But I like to hear it said. So say it.
Very well. I dislike my wife, and I always have. I'm sorry, Blackwood, but sometimes the truth must be spoken.
The cruel, vindictive shrew obsessed with hatred of my Nelson. Nelson, tell them about that letter you had sent back to her, marked open in error, but not read. Well, very well, then, if you won't, I will. Can you imagine what kind of a letter it must have been to have made my gentle-hearted Nelson send it back to its writer marked so?
Did you read this letter, my lady?
No. So dreadful was it, my Nelson would not even give it to me to read. And to think that letter was sent dated Christmas Day.
No. December the 18th.
What did he say?
He said it was dated December the 18th.
Was it?
Yes.
Have you read this filthy letter?
Yes. And it wasn't filthy. Not the letter I read, anyway.
Have you been seeing Tom Tit?
I saw her once.
George, are you a traitor? A traitor in our family? Here at Paradise Merton?
Come here, boy. Why did you go and see her?
Because she asked me.
She showed you that letter.
She let me see the envelope and what was marked on it. She didn't want me to read the letter itself, but I did. Because I said you couldn't possibly have known what was written on the envelope.
Why did you say that?
Because I thought that no man could do such a cruel, dishonorable thing to his wife. Least of all you. So, as I thought your honor was involved.
Jesus.
Go on.
I've read the letter. And I hoped to read the sort of letter that Lady Hamilton has just spoken of. But I didn't. It wasn't like that at all. It was a kind letter. I don't remember all the words. But there was something about finding you a comfortable, warm house.
Go to your room.
Uncle, please tell me that was not the letter you sent back to your wife.
Go to your room at once. Catch him. Take him to his room and see that he's locked in.
Yes, Horatio.
Not to his room. Out of this house tonight. Send him back to his friend, the bitch woman of Bath.
I still give the orders in this house, and I expect them to be obeyed. Take him to his room and lock him in.
Yes, Horatio.
The rest of you, please go to your beds.
I'm not going out in this. It's pouring.
By your leave, my lady.
My lady. Are we back to that? Nelson, come back!
Come away.
Nelson! Oh, Minto, what am I to do?
Do what he says. Go to bed. Leave him to cool his temper in the rain. And then when he comes back from his drenching, just apply the right arts.
The right arts.
When those arts fail, the world will end.
True. So they mustn't fail, must they?
They won't.
Minto, you knew me when I first met him. Was I quite such a vulgar, drunken slut? Ah, you won't answer that. Yes, your ladyship was always vulgar. Well, being a blacksmith's daughter shows.
Woman, you're talking nonsense.
You think I couldn't have turned myself into a genteel English lady? My God, who wants to be like Cathy Matcham? What a death in life. No, vulgar I always was, vulgar I will remain by choice. And now we come to drunken. How does that compare with 6 years ago?
I think you drink more now and get less drunk.
You don't miss much. I drink from morning till night, no longer for my enjoyment or anyone else's, it would seem. It's from fear. Isn't that why most people drink?
Fear of losing him? Of course. But my dear lady, that will never happen.
You really believe that? You think I still look well enough, do I?
You look as desirable as when you sat for Romney.
Don't say that. My God, I can eat flattery, but when you mention Romney, I know you're lying.
I did not say beautiful, I said desirable.
By candlelight, to a man half blind.
By candlelight or daylight, half blind or with both eyes clear, Nelson will always see you as Romney saw you. As his divine lady.
And how do I see myself? Answer me that. I look at myself in the morning and I think, he can't love that. Not that. It's absurd. And I do love him.
I think you do.
Only think. My God, I love him more than I love life. Oh, Minto, you go to him. Oh, please. She's thinking of her, and that's bad. It's always bad.
You go to him.
As your ladyship commands.
Have you come to pay me questions? No? Did you know of that letter? No. I wonder how many people he told.
Does it matter? May we please take some shelter from the rain? I'm not so used as you to storms on the Bay of Biscay.
Does it matter, you ask? Possibly not. The world must be on her side. A faithful and loving wife, vilely treated by her husband, now living in loneliness and despair because that very villain who cast her off so cruelly has bribed his family and intimidated his friends to make them desert her too. A pitiful, misused lady, flying her flag with genteel dignity.